What is up, people of WWE Breakdowns? We are about to break down the Monday Night Raw London edition. We got to start the show off, I believe, with Oba Femi, and he comes out basically to talk shit about Jey Uso. He cuts a promo and says essentially that he's gonna win. And that Destiny is on his side, and that nothing can stop him. Destiny stays within his side. And then Jay starts to come out and then says that everybody counted me out. They counted me out when I won the Rumble. They counted me out when I won the World Heavyweight Championship. They counted me out when I shook arenas. And now it's my time to silence the haters and wear the crown and beat Cody Rhodes. And this is a warning shot straight across the bow to you, Obafemi. And Oba basically was like, bitch, I don't care. Oba says, when you shoot, don't miss, or I will destroy you. And even if you don't miss, I still will destroy you. And at the end of the day, you're not the family member I'm worried about. Basically says to take your bullet and give it to Roman Reigns, courtesy of the ruler. And that's pretty much all that was for that. It was a pretty good promo. It was interesting. I don't think Oba's going to win, unfortunately. I do pretty much think they're going to go with the Jey Uso thing. Nobody wants it. Nobody asked for it. Everybody wants Oba, but they're going to give us Jey. Next, we go into the LA Knight promo with LA Pierce. Adam Pierce in the backstage segment complaining about Jacob and how he's basically came out and gave him the tongue death grip and all that, whatever. Jimmy comes out then and says, "Why are you talking all this shit? I was the only one who basically had any respect for you in the bloodline, in the family, and you went and hit me with a steel chair last week." And he was basically like, "Well, motherfucker, it is what it is." Until they start arguing, and then Pierce tries to interject, and then LA Knight tells Pierce to shut up. And Pierce is not too happy about that. Yeah, so unhappy about it that he ends up he ends up putting LA Knight into a match with Jimmy. Yeah, and that's pretty much all that happens with that. And then LA Knight repeats it, but with so basically Pierce says, "I'm gonna make Jimmy versus LA Knight," and then Adam Pierce says this. LA Knight, and then in turn says the same exact thing, but instead of having Jimmy as the leading opponent, he puts his name first and then says it like it's his own idea. Next, we get Brie and Paige versus Lyra and Baylee for the Tag Team Championship. It was a very back and forth match. They had beaten up Brie for a little while, and she tags in Paige, who comes to beat it up them and hits him with a bunch of moves until basically Lyra turns it into the Night Wing, but then Brie kicks out, or not Brie, Paige kicks out. She tries to hit a fisherman suplex, like a triple suplex, but with a fisherman suplex. And then Paige reverses the second one into a rampage and basically hits her for the dub. And they win. Say, you're still your champs. This basically makes Lyra snap. She then in turn goes and beats the living shit out of Baylee. And it's weird because she wasn't even the one who got pinned. And they mentioned this. I guess it's not just us noticing that. But yeah, she didn't get pinned, and she still lost. Or, well, that's not what happened. She did get pinned, and she lost, and she still attacked Baylee. Chad Gable comes out to try and apologize to the Alpha Academy. He starts with apologizing to Zawa, and then apologizing to Otis, saying basically he would have took a bullet for me, and I betrayed you. Then he goes to shake his hand. Otis looks around, acts like he's not gonna, wonders if he should, and then he finally goes and he shakes Chad Gable's hand, or is about to, up until the moment that Maxine Dupree steps in front of them and basically stops them and says, "You may all have big hearts and want to forgive Chad Gable, but I don't." And don't think I forgot what you did to us back before you left. You left us here to dry out and die. And you bade me beg on my hands and knees for you not to hurt Otis anymore, or to hurt Tozawa, and then you made me beg for you not to whip Otis with the belt. And so basically, this apology is for you, it's not for us, and then they walk away. Then we have Ethan Page versus Rey Fenix, which is a really high intensity match, a lot of high spots, a lot of good, interesting angles. One of them being when Dragon Lee basically hit a suicide dive that almost sent him flying over the announce table. But ultimately, it is for naught because Ethan Page ends up headbutting him in the nuts when he goes for a Styles Clash. And yeah, ultimately gets the win. It was kind of a cheap victory. Wasn't really anything impressive. The match itself was great, but the way the victory was just felt unnecessary. But I guess they're solidifying him as a heel, which is fine. It's not a big complaint. So we have the LA Knight versus Jimmy. Again, another very high intensity back and forth match where ultimately LA Knight gets the victory. But the way he does it is surprising because he goes and he stops Jimmy from hitting a Uso splash on him. Kind of like stays down a little bit, and then out of nowhere, Solo Sikoa comes and spikes Jimmy off the top rope, leading to LA Knight hitting his finisher move, and then basically, getting a pin on Jay. Or not Jay, Jimmy. I don't even know what to say about this match. I don't know why, or I shouldn't say I don't know why. I don't even know why the match really is happening. I kind of get why, because he hit him with a chair, but like, again, it was circumstantial. Your brother brought it in. I don't know. Still a decent match. I don't know if I care about the ending that much, but I guess it's going to lead to something with Roman and Solo probably somewhere down the line, and that'll be worth it. Let's see what we have next. In the next match, we have we have the Street Profits versus the Vision, which is a very good match, but it is so long. It went from, if I'm not, basically 3 different commercial breaks, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so that match itself was like, it was probably like a 10-15 minute match, which for wrestling is pretty long. There's very back and forth again, a lot of high points, a lot of low points. Basically, it leads all to the point where D'Angelo Dawkins gets hit with a off the top shoulder bulldog, kind of reminiscent of the Steiner brothers and or LOD. But that basically doesn't mean anything, because after that, Paul tries to slide in brass knuckles, and Joe Hendry basically comes out and chases him off. Then immediately after that, Seth. Oh wait, no, did I say that wrong? Yes, no, he chases him off, and then as Seth. Sorry, I can't see. And then a bench is so blah, 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 blah. Words. Joe Hendry ends up coming out and distracting Logan Paul, chasing him off, and preventing him from handing off the knuckles. But then I believe they did go to use them again, and then Seth Rollins comes out, distracts Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins slides the knuckles in for the Street Profits. He hits him with the brass knuckles. Braun Breaker chases Seth Rollins out of the arena, and ultimately the Street Profits become a 4-time tag champ, 1-time NXT, and I'm kind of happy about this. I feel like the main event could have been something else, or maybe there should have been more matches. I don't really know. I don't really care about the tag division enough for that to be a main event. But that's just me. I'm sure there's plenty of people who disagree with that. They're more into the tag division. I just don't think they've been doing it enough justice for it to warrant this level of a match, I guess. But ultimately, it was a very, very good match. Street Profits are always very entertaining. Then if I had to rate the overall show, I'm gonna go with a 7. It was very solid all the way through, but again, small stuff like I don't really care for the main event. I don't believe that a tag team championship match should have been a main event match. Honestly, I would have been more okay with Lyra. If we're gonna do a tag match, I should say Lyra and Baylee versus Paige and Bree as the main event for the night, because especially with how it ended, it was a much more of a like holy shit moment than Street Profits winning. But that's just me. Either way, it was good. Both matches were great, and ultimately it was a pretty solid night. And if you guys do enjoy and you did like, please let me know in the comments section. Normally my buddy Ryan would be here, as you can see from our YouTube emblem, whatever you want to call it. He is not. Time schedules didn't line up this day, but usually he will be here, and it will be a lot more entertaining. I'm just doing a quick recap just so that you guys still get the content. But I shall see you in the next video. Please leave a like, please leave a subscribe, please let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.